Hello and welcome and a very good afternoon. We continue our coverage of the Maha Mumbai Mukabla. You're watching a very special broadcast on Times Now. The results have been trickling in since 10 a.m. this morning, and we now appear to be getting some kind of clarity as to who has the runaway advantage. I'm being joined by my colleague Hina Gambhir as well, and we'll take a close look now at the numbers on the big screen as they stand.
Well, absolutely.
Yes.
They, in fact, if you look at the numbers right now, BJP, Shinde Sena, the Mahayuti essentially has crossed that crucial mark of 100. It's at 102 right now. This is what early trends are suggesting. But there is a story on the other numbers as well, Siddharth.
Yeah, and the other numbers at one point in time, Hina, maybe if you were speaking about half an hour back, it seemed to suggest that had there been the prospects of a combined opposition, they might be able to give the Mahayuti a run for their money. But that does not appear to be the case right now as we speak, because the Mahayuti, which essentially is a combination of the BJP and the Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena, has 102 leads so far, as opposed to the Sena UBT and the MNS having 69. So that's already a gap of 33. Even if the opposition were to unite, you have the Congress alliance at 12 with the BVA. So that's 81 in all between the Congress and the Sena UBT MNS alliance. And of course the others, which includes the Samajwadi Party, the AMIM in certain wards and independents. Well, you have 69 plus 12, that's 81 plus 5, 86. Assuming that NCP Ajit Pawar ends up going with the Mahayuti,
yes,
well, they have a significant advantage.
And even this number has gone up. It was 1 for the longest time. Now
yes,
it is at 3. And this test is going to be very, very important today. It will have national implications as well. Swati, my colleague, is joining us as well. Swati, good morning. In fact, good afternoon. You know, we are all facing extreme cold weather here, but it seems the weather where you are is quite lovely. And for BJP also, things are looking pretty good.
Absolutely. The weather is quite pleasant. The numbers for the BJP quite pleasant as well. I'm sure they are all about warm smiles now at this point of time. It's beginning to look a lot like the projections that JVC gave. BJP plus the Shinde Sena has crossed the 100 mark, and you know, the Shiv Sena, UBT plus MNS that at one point seemed to be giving a very, very close fight. That's not the scenario anymore, and I am assuming that there won't be any more surprising changes in terms of rise or fall from these numbers. So at the moment, of course, the Mahayuti looking very, very strong. If you add the 3 of the NCP Ajit Pawar faction, we don't know whether that's going to happen or not. But if that does happen, then look at the numbers now. This is the latest. So BJP plus 108, Shiv Sena plus MNS 69. Congress is pretty much stable at 12, and the NCP has 3 while others have 5. So add 3 of the NCP to 108, and the number increases, gets very close to the majority mark. Of course, we have to track Ajit Pawar's movements very, very closely, whether or not that 3 is going to add into the kitty of the BJP plus or not.
True.
But BJP plus looking very strong, going close to the majority.
So from even Stephen, the gap has actually gone up quite a lot.
100%. In fact, right now, you see the Mahayuti standing at 108.
Wow.
So they're just 6 shy of the majority mark. The majority mark is 114. So 108 as opposed to 69, which is the Thackeray brothers. That gap has widened within a space of the last 20 odd minutes or so. Hina, let me also get a word in from Rucha, who was earlier reporting from Worli, and we were seeing people from within the Sena UBT camp celebrating there. However, what's their response right now as we speak, Rucha? Because they're trailing by a fairly significant margin.
The party workers are currently celebrating here for the victory of 2 prominent candidates, one from Prabha Devi and one from Worli. That was very important to win because that is the most dominated Marathi or UBT voter of Mumbai, and after that also we are seeing even if they are gaining victory in these Marathi dominated pockets, we are seeing how they are trailing behind in it may be about Kandivli, Malad or the north Mumbai area, or it may be in the Manpur area where the UBT or the opposition was collectively expecting their win, but Bharatiya Janata Party has marked victory in Muslim-dominated area as well. That comes as a surprise as Navnath Ban of Bharatiya Janata Party has won from Mankur, the Muslim-dominated area. Now, many results are coming as a shocking victory for all the parties. Right now, what we are seeing is South Mumbai is at the center of this entire election, because South Mumbai is where Central Mumbai is where the most Marathi voter comes from, and this is the exact location, the Worli, Prabhadevi or Dadar. These are the 4 Marathi voter areas for.
Well, I think there's some problem with the connection out there. We'll try and reconnect with Rucha in just a bit. But Rucha was getting us an update from Worli as well, where the Uddhav Sena faction and the members were celebrating with Gulal. Earlier in Worli, we saw Gulal celebrations as well, and we saw celebrations in Mankur as well, where a BJP candidate, in fact, has won surprisingly. Let's go across to my colleague Arunil as well. Arunil, is BJP still in a wait-and-watch mode, or have Laddu started arriving already?
Well, that's why we are also moving now, Hina. Basically, it seems like at the BJP main party headquarters in Nariman Pond, which is just next to the Mantralaya, the leaders will be expected to arrive now in some time. Yes, at present, they haven't reached the magic figure as yet. Around 100 to 105 is the lead for them. Many places, BJP corporators or candidates basically have won, but amidst this picture there are other pictures that also need to be looked at, particularly about BMC. It is the United Shiv Sena which has controlled the BMC. The Shiv Sena has always had a mayor. BJP has played second fiddle, but it seems like now the numbers of the BJP are 4 times the number of Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena. They can easily claim the mayor as well as the post of standing committee chairman, the post that controls all the money, the 75,000 crore money for the development of the people of Mumbai. They can control that aspect as well. Now, amidst this story, there is another story as well. The number of Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena is clearly more than twice the number of Eknath Shinde's Shiv Sena. So it gives a kind of a bragging right to Uddhav Thackeray's party as well. Don't be surprised if you see minor celebrations at the Sera Bhavan as well as at some of the candidates' places of Uddhav Thackeray's Shiv Sena, because they will be claiming now that they are the real Shiv Sena, at least when it comes to Mumbai is concerned. But yes, Mumbai, Konachi, that was the question that always was being asked before the BMC elections. Konachi means who's the real king of Mumbai? It seems like it is Devendra Fadnavis, the man who said that he has done development in the maximum city. He said that he got metro in Mumbai. He said that Atal Setu was done by the BJP in Mumbai, as well as the all-important coastal road was done by the BJP. That was their claim. It was refuted by Uddhav Thackeray Shiv Sena as well, saying that we have initiated and inaugurated the coastal road. But at least on the ground till now, it looks like the Mahayuti alliance, that is the BJP.
All right. In fact, Arunil, very, very significant. It is certainly a huge moment for Devendra Fadnavis, and clearly, of course, in terms of Devendra Fadnavis' own trajectory, it will have to be seen as a major milestone. But let me bring in JVC on that. JVC, the numbers that we were discussing yesterday, it appears that BJP plus its allies are perhaps in a position to even go ahead or perhaps go beyond what we were discussing.
Yeah, I think, Madhav, I think, Mahayuti should be crossing 120 to 125 comfortably. But a bigger victory is what is going to be discussed right now by me, is Nagpur. Nagpur Municipal Corporation, where the fight was directly between BJP and Congress, because, Congress is a very major force as far as Vidarbha is concerned. And as per the trends right now, BJP has already crossed 100. Which means they are 104 out of 151 wards. Now, this is a huge victory for Devendra Fadnavis. He can proclaim himself as a pan-Maharashtrian leader. In fact, after YB Chavan, if there is one person who can claim to be a pan-Maharashtrian leader, it has to be Devendra Fadnavis. Sharad Pawar had been relegated to the backside, and now it is a Devendra Fadnavis era as far as Maharashtra is concerned. Winning Mumbai is a big story, and Thane is also won by Shiv Sena and BJP. I think, Navi Mumbai is going to be a big fight, and Nagpur is one. These are big results, and Marathwada also, in urban areas of Marathwada also, it looks like BJP is doing very well. And now 111, so just one short of majority with 27 more votes to be counted.
Okay.
And we need to know where from the remaining 27 votes are going to come. If
Right.
it is going to
JVC,
come
stay with us. Let's listen to this reaction coming in from the Congress party, their response to these election results.
धारावी का वार्ड है, किस तरह से जीत के आए, क्या कहना चाहेंगे?
इसके पीछे, ये जीत के पीछे हमारी खासदार वर्षाताई गायकवाड़, आमदार डॉक्टर ज्योतिताई गायकवाड़, इन लोग का सपोर्ट है। उन लोग के आशीर्वाद से ये सीट आई है। बस मैं अभी इतना, और हमारे जो सब कार्यकर्ता है 183 के, उनकी जीत है ये।
लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं जो एग्जिट पोल आए थे वो पूरे अलग थे और आप जीत के आए।
हाँ, वो तो है। यहाँ पे जो काम हुआ है, वहाँ के, यहाँ पे जो मेरे मिस्टर 10 साल से यहाँ के नगर सेवक थे, ये उनकी जीत है, उनकी वजह से ये सब हो गया है।
So that was a response from a Congress person winning one of the wards in Dharavi.
Asha Kale.
Yeah, Asha Kale. However, the bigger story here is about the overall numbers that we have, and the BJP Mahayuti alliance is currently just 3 short of the majority mark. The majority mark in the BMC is 114. But we also do have an individual breakup of numbers with respect to the performance of each party in the alliance. So the BJP, as per some estimates, is now currently leading in 87 wards. As opposed to Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena, which is currently leading at 27. So that's a massive difference. Remember that the Eknath Shinde Shiv Sena contested in about 90 odd seats. The BJP contested in about 130 odd seats. And therefore, there's a bit discrepancy in terms of the seat shares. However, the BJP has a far superior strike rate at this juncture compared to its junior partner. So that's something that needs to be emphasized. The Rashtravadi Congress Party, Ajit Pawar, has 3. The Shiv Sena UBT has 60. However, the Manse, which is the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena, has just 9. So it's the Manse that has perhaps dragged down the UBT Sena as far as the opposition alliance is concerned. In this case, in the Mahayuti, you have the Eknath Shinde Sena perhaps not doing justice to the number of seats it's actually contested, but the BJP has a far superior strike rate, which might take the Mahayuti beyond the majority.
Well, absolutely. And JVC Sriram, now, as far as the Shiv Sena is concerned, I think the results today will also, in a way, give a sense of which is the real Sena. Because as Arunil was telling us, if you look at the numbers independently, and as Siddharth also pointed out for our viewers, then Uddhav Sena's numbers so far are looking much better than what's happening in Eknath Shinde's camp. Do you think that could also, change things a little bit on the ground as far as politics in Maharashtra is concerned?
No, I disagree with you on this count, basically because even in the assembly elections, the Uddhav Thackeray-led Sena did very well in Mumbai. But when you're looking at Mumbai alone, I agree with you. But when you look at pan-Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray is nowhere. It is Eknath Shinde who's doing very well in Thane municipality. It is Eknath Shinde who's carrying it in the rest of Maharashtra. So Uddhav Thackeray, after this election, would be confined to Mumbai, and that too the island city. And that is the irony. In fact, if you look at the number of rallies which Uddhav Thackeray had done, you will notice that he has hardly done a handful, and he has been restricted to Mumbai. Strategically, this would hurt Uddhav Thackeray in the long run. And more importantly, I would like to mention one more thing. 34 wards, the fight was directly between BJP and MNS. And you would notice in most of these wards, BJP would have easily won. And that is the fault line in the alliance between the two brothers.
Right. Swati is also joining us. Swati, how does this change the dynamics, politically speaking, within Maharashtra? We've already seen a lot of friction with Ajit Pawar, and now with Eknath Shinde's performance in BMC polls, is this likely to change the dynamics within the ruling coalition in Maharashtra?
Well, it will give more strength to the BJP, and the Shinde Sena loses power in terms of negotiating or bargaining now, and Ajit Pawar hasn't gained much, by contesting separately. So that's the story as far as the Mahayuti is concerned. Look at the Shiv Sena UBT plus MNS. Raj Thackeray, one would say that his party perhaps has been revived. He has gained some, only 9 seats. They are dragging down the UBT MNS alliance. The Thackeray brothers going strong, though, if you look at the total numbers. On the other hand, as far as JVC and Hina are concerned, they were making a point about the legacy of Bal Thackeray, and I believe that in Mumbai the UBT is definitely going to rake up this issue, compare its numbers with that of Shinde Sena, and take claim once again to the legacy of Bal Sahib Thackeray, and they are going to revive that entire debate and narrative. TMC, yes, the Shinde Sena will do better because that's the bastion of Eknath Shinde. But after Vidhan Sabha, now the BMC numbers show you that as far as Mumbai zone is concerned, BJP is far more popular and is being chosen by the people than the Shinde Sena. So that entire debate about the legacy, who is the real inheritor of that legacy of Bala Sahib Thackeray, will be revived by UBT again. They won't let go of this opportunity.
I think we should put that question across to the BJP spokesperson. Ali Dalwada, how does this change dynamics? Because the bragging rights as far as the legacy of Bala Sahib Thackeray still remain with the Sena UBT rather than with Eknath Shinde is a view that's being expressed here. Ali Darwala.
No, over here I would beg to differ from you, because Eknath Shindeji is a real Maratha face in Maharashtra. We are talking about Bombay time and again, but we are forgetting Kolhapur, Satara. You see the western belt over there. Eknath Shindeji has done very well. Over here, the strategy, now I can talk about the strategy very openly over here. Over here, what Honorable Devendra Fadnavis ji did, he gave a free hand. He said this is a friendly fight. Ajit Pawar ji, where he has a strong dominance, Eknath Shinde ji, where he has a strong dominance, and in Mumbai, if you go to see, Devendra Fadnavis ji led it from the front. He led the army from the front, and he has taken total responsibility. Mumbai win cannot be diluted or given to anybody else over here. But at the same time, we always say that the sacrifice of Eknath Shinde ji, who was a sitting, prominent and a powerful minister, came with BJP only and only for one single reason, that is Asmita. Over here, we don't have a UBT spokesperson over here, but I would like to ask, अस्मिता आप किधर गई, क्योंकि आपका अस्तित्व खत्म हो गया. Anyway, let me not be very harsh over here. We have to take this with humility.
Okay.
Things are
Is
yet
that really
to
a
go.
fair observation? अस्तित्व खत्म नहीं हुआ है. They're still relevant. They may not be ruling in BMC, but they've certainly not been wiped out, sir.
We have fought very vehemently. We have fought very strongly.
I'm sorry to just interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Daruwala. Just an update to our viewers, because the Mahayuti has now crossed the halfway mark as per the leads that are coming in.
Massive development coming in.
So therefore, they currently stand at 115. And if these results eventually stabilize, then they're clearly the victors here. But 115 for the Mahayuti. The UBT MNS alliance remains stranded on 69. It's been on 69 for the last 15 minutes or so. And the same with the Congress. Those numbers simply haven't changed. But you do see the Mahayuti surging over the last 45 minutes or so. And they've already surged past the halfway mark with 23 leads still to come in. So right now we have leads for 204 out of 227 seats. 23 more to come in, and you have the Mahayuti already past the halfway mark.
Before you go across to Dr. Akashdeep Puri said, just wanted to quickly update our viewers with another update that we have. AIMIM's first victory in Mumbai. Mehjabeen Atiq Ahmed Khan has won from ward number 134, Mankurd village. Now this is an important update as well. AIMIM, I mean, a lot of controversial statements were made by Asaduddin Owaisi as well in the run-up to these elections. And now you have the first victory coming in for AIMIM.
And in fact, Akashdeep Puri, I want you to come in on this. The various permutations and combinations that we saw the opposition in as far as this election is concerned. The fact is that the Sena has lost control over the BMC after 2.5 decades. Anyway, which way you look at it, it is a huge moment for the BJP, but it also speaks volumes about larger questions of opposition staying together and why it's unable to do so.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Madhavji, that there are three takeaways from these elections. First, UBT Sena is the real Sena, as we can see here. Second takeaway is that BJP has eaten one more coalition partner now in case of Shinde Sena. Third is that opposition has to come together. I don't know after the Lok Sabha performance why the Mahmood combination, the Marathi Muslim Dalit combination breakaway. They should have continued. Congress and UBT and Pawar should have been together rather than going with Raj Thackeray. Raj Thackeray has just 7% voter base and not a single MLA, not a single MP. Why to go with Raj Thackeray? There is no point making him a party.
Well, it's an experiment that didn't work in the assembly elections. Why would it work in BMC is, of course, still a question. But I'll have to request all our guests to stay on with us. We'll continue with our coverage as far as the BMC polls, the massive results that are coming in from Mumbai right after this very short break.